Opposed? 10 yeas, 1 nay.
10 yeas, 1 nay. Motion carries.
I am too.
Okay. Ms. Adrian?
This is a resolution signed on by all members that are here, a resolution by members Willis, Bond, Martin, Moore, Adrian, Juan, Young, I think Winslow is here, and Smith and Archibong. A resolution amending the minutes of the elected officials training and city council retreat held at the Georgia Aquarium on February 18th and 19th, 2010, and for other purposes. Whereas the Atlanta City Council conducted its elected officials training and city council retreat on February 18 and 19 at the Georgia Aquarium, and whereas the elected officials training and the city council retreat were properly noticed and advertised as a public meeting pursuant to the requirements of the Georgia Open Meetings Act, and whereas this elected officials training and city council retreat was open to the public as required by the Georgia Open Meetings Act, and whereas following this elected officials training and city council retreat, the municipal clerk of the city of Atlanta prepared minutes entitled February 18, 19, 2010 Elected Officials Mandatory Training and City Council Retreat Report, hereinafter called the report, as required by the Georgia Open Meetings Act, attached hereto as Exhibit A, and whereas in an issue of first impression by the courts, the Georgia Supreme Court, Cardinale versus City of Atlanta et al., recently interpreted the Georgia Open Meetings Act to require, in the case of a non-roll call vote, the minutes of a public meeting must include the names of those present voting against a proposal and the names of those abstaining. And whereas during the February 18 and 19, 2010 elected officials training and city council retreat, a non-roll call vote was taken to determine whether members present wish the Committee on Council of the Atlanta City Council to consider uniform rules for public comment at all committee meetings, and whereas the report of the February 18 and 19, 2010 elected officials training and city council retreat currently does not reflect how the members present voted on this proposal, and whereas the Atlanta City Council wishes to amend the report to comply with the ruling of the Georgia Supreme Court, the Council of the City of Atlanta of Georgia hereby resolves as follows. Section 1, that the municipal clerk be and is hereby authorized to amend the report as follows. The last paragraph on page 6 and 7 entitled Discussion of Various Council Administrative and Procedural Issue currently reads as follows. During a working lunch, council members discussed public comment at council committee meetings. Committee on Council Chair Felicia Moore polled the members asking if they wanted to amend the current Governing Code Section 2-136 entitled Remarks from Public to set uniform time limits and rules for public comment at committee meetings. After an extensive discussion, it was determined that the membership was not in support of amending the existing law. Currently, public comment time limits are set or not at the discretion of the committee chairs. According to Robert's Rules of Orders, which the council and its committees operate under, a chair's decision may be overruled by a required vote of the membership. This paragraph shall be amended to insert the following language. 7 members voted in favor of the COC considering uniform rules for public comment at all meetings. Those 7 members were Keisha Lance Bottoms, Joyce Shepard, Howard Shook, Alex Wan, Aaron Watson, H. Lamar Willis, and Ivory Young Jr. 8 members voted against the COC considering uniform rules for public comment at committee meetings. Those 8 members were Yolanda Adrian, Nadalyn Archibong, Michael Bond, Kwanzaa Hall, C.T. Martin, Felicia Moore, Carla Smith, and Cleta Winslow. The paragraph as amended shall read as follows. During a working lunch, council members discussed public comment at council committee meetings. Committee on Council COC Chair Felicia Moore polled the members asking if they wanted to amend the current Governing Code Section 2-136 entitled Remarks from the Public to set uniform time limits and rules for public comment at committee meetings. After an extensive discussion, it was determined that the membership was not in support of amending the existing law. 7 members voted in favor of COC considering uniform rules for public comment at all committee meetings. Those 7 members were Keisha Lance Bottoms, Joyce Shepard, Howard Shook, Alex Wan, Aaron Watson, H. Lamar Willis, and Ivory Lee Young, Jr. 8 members voted against the COC considering uniform rules for public comment at the committee meetings. Those 8 members were Yolanda Adrian, Madeline Archibong, Michael Bond, Kwanzaa Hall, C.T. Martin, Ann Felicia Moore, Carla Smith, and Cleta Winslow. Currently, public comment time limits are set or not at the discretion of the committee chair. According to Robert's Rules of Order, which the committee and its committee operate under, a chair's decision may be overruled by a required vote of the membership. Section 2, that all resolutions and parts hereof in conflict herewith are hereby waived to the extent of the conflict. And the resolution is to approve.
Thank you. We have a proper motion and second. Madam Clerk?
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 10 yeas, 0 nays.
Sorry. 10 yeas, 0 nays. Motion carries. Next item, do we have any other resolutions for immediate consideration?